Hi, today I'm going to talk to you about making some vegetables for the dogs. On the Bones and Raw Food diet, we usually use about 10 to 15% vegetables. This is the base mix I use. Of course, you can use your own vegetables if you want. The theory is that dogs need to have vegetables that would be similar to what they would find in the intestine of an animal. So they need to be pre-ground up. I like to just use this fruit and veggie mix because I find it's very convenient. I get this off of Amazon. It's all non-GMO, and of course it's grain-free. I'm going to make a batch for 3 collies and 1 tiny rescue dog, and this batch is going to make me for about 5 to 7 days. So I start with this base mix, and I get a Tupperware tub, and I make it up, and then I just keep it in my refrigerator. So I start by shaking this up because it's basically powder in here, and you kind of want to mix it. And for what I'm doing, I do about 4 cups of the base mix. And it's very fine powder. And all this is crumbled up, dehydrated vegetables and fruits, very high quality. There's a couple of other brands on the market, but I found for my needs that this is the highest quality. And the dogs tend to like it. So I'm making, like I said, a very large batch. If you're feeding 1 dog, I would think you would probably only need 1 to 2 cups, and that would last you for sure a week, if not more. So to this, I am going to add about a ½ pound of ground beef. This is different than what the recipe is on the box, but again, I find that this works well for me. So I'm adding about a ½ pound of organic ground beef to my mix. And then I hydrate it with a combination of bone broth and water. And again, you can just use the vegetables and water, or you can add other things to this if you want. It's a very flexible recipe. And if you keep it in a Tupperware in the fridge and you keep it refrigerated, it'll last at least a week, if not more. So this does take a lot of water and a lot of liquid. So I've got it like this, and then I take a spoon and I mash the heck out of it. But it's still going to be quite soupy. And then if you leave it in the refrigerator overnight, it sets up into more of almost like a paste. It almost looks like if you ever eat pesto sauce, it almost looks like pesto sauce the next day. So what I'm going to do now is add a little bit more water because it's not quite the right consistency. And as I said, this takes an awful lot of water. And normally I do this on the kitchen counter, but the way the light is, I'm actually doing this on top of the dog crate. So this still needs a bit more water, otherwise this would not be very juicy the next day. So I'm putting more and more water in to pretty much liquefy it. And I'm just using the fork to break up the ground beef. And again, the ground beef isn't necessary. It just adds a little bit more flavor to it for the dogs. I would think a cup or 2 of the dehydrated base mix alone with water would probably last you, close to a week for one dog, 150-pound dog. So for this, I will add just a tad bit more water, and then we'll film tomorrow morning so I can show you what the final product looks like.